us that it's very important that you take notes, you write down stuff. So as you are doing that, it would help you to remember what is even being taught, even without going back to open your books to study these ones, right? So as I'm teaching, you'll notice that a lot of things, Mr. Boabin noticed that there are a lot of things I was teaching, they are not in the slides. They are extensive side of what is in the slides. Do you get it? And so it's very important that you write. Do you get me? So I have a completely different teaching on my own on these same topics, but they've been arranged so that we can all understand. But unless, like I explain it into details, you may not get them. You get it? And I don't have them in documents yet because of how the schedule is. Okay, so if you can see the screen, let me know. I'm sharing the screen right about now. So this is, I think this should be week 6, even though we've done it. Sir, can you tell me some of the things you learned from the previous session? Oh, just some few. You don't need to say everything, or you don't need to summarize. Just some tidbits of some portions of where you learned what, so that we move. These are some of the ways that we build confidence, and also you remember, because you see the time that you answer questions in class, you remember them a lot too. Yeah, especially when you are in the exams hall. Oh, this is the one that I answered. Oh, this is the one that I attended to when yeah. So it is one way to also let us know how we are moving along. Okay. Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Just share some tidbits on some of the few things you got. Okay.
Research skills and information literacy.
Come again, sir.
Research skills and information literacy.
Research skills and information
Literacy.
need what?
Literacy.
Okay, okay, okay. And that's what you are talking about.
Yes.
Okay. What did you get on it?
So you talked about the ability to locate information or data and how to
Wow.
and evaluate and how to
Wow.
use the information effectively.
Wow.
And you also talk about the ability to identify information need or
Mm.
ability to know the information you need.
Wow.
And you also talk about the importance of the research skills and information literacy. You said
Powerful. Oh.
to find reliable information and also research-based assignments.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much. That's I can see that you are reading from your notes. Uh that's very powerful. I will go through week 6 again, even though I did that thoroughly, so that those here will get. So week 6 is about
Okay.
research skills and information literacy. Very powerful contribution from Mr. Boabin. Keep it up. The sky is just the beginning. It's not your limit. the sky will just be the beginning of your record breaking. Yeah, we spoke a lot on week 6. We actually completed week 6, and I spoke about research skills and information literacy as part of the week 6 topic, which is the week 6 topic itself. And then basically, when we talk about this topic, we are letting you look at a big picture. So like before you can write a good article, before you can write a good paper, you can write an essay or whatever you've been told to write. You need to find good information, right? So since academic writing is about writing these essays and so on and so forth, there's a need for us to fetch good information, right? Credible information. That is the right word to use. Okay. So there's a need to find credible information. Do you see? And which means that one that is the truth and nothing but the truth. Do you see the thing? And there are some ways to identify or at least help you or guide you to know that this one is the right information to use for what I'm writing about. It also helps us to know or identify in an article that someone has also written or already written, where to find what type of information we are looking for. So this is what this topic is all about: finding information, the intelligence on locating credible info from a long essay. And it is also a time where we acquire skills on research. Do you get it? So we talked about research skills, and we spoke about information literacy. And then I spoke about the fact that information literacy is what? The ability to tell the difference between reliable information, basically. So the ability to tell the difference between reliable information. Do you see? And then research skills is knowing how to find answers. You see, so whilst research skills is based on knowing how to find answers to questions using books, articles, these are sources where we can fetch information from, right? The internet. And then we even went ahead to learn about some places where information is academic, and there are some places that are non-academic, right? So we were able to look at it. So if you follow what we did last time, you will get all these things. And then I went on to talk about scholarly and non-scholarly sources of which is basically what we are talking about right now. So we also spoke about how to judge a source. And in talking about this, we learned about the CRAP test, right? CRAAP test. And then I said that the CRAP test is an abbreviation. When we say CRAP, we are talking about currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, purpose, right? And I said currency is not money in this context. Currency is what? The up-to-date, how do you get it? Information on what is relevant for you. So how new is your information? So if you are writing about something and the information is outdated, won't it dent the credibility of what you want to do? You get it? So for computing, last 3 to 5 years is the best to go. Do you get it? Because even you look at population census, which is normally done, is it every 10 years or so? Is it every 10 years also? So you can know that periodically, when it is updated, it is in your best interest. And then we talked about relevance, how does it actually talk about your topic, the information you want to look for, the source of the information that you want to judge? Is it relevant to the topic you want to write? So these are all ways to judge a source. These are ways to judge articles that you want to how do you call it, feed or get your information from. So we have the currency, we have relevance, we have authority, we have accuracy, right? We have accuracy, and then we have purpose. So these ones, when you put them together, is what makes the CRAP test that we are talking about. And it is a test that we do to judge a source of information. You get it? So whenever you have an information on an internet or in a book, if you want to judge its credibility, we use the CRAP test. How is it relevant? In which year? Do you see the currency? Is it new enough? The relevant, does it actually talk about your topic? Authority, who wrote it? Who are the references? Who is it making reference to? Or is based on opinion? Do you get it? Accuracy is are there facts, data? Are there references at all? Or they are just opinion? Are there facts and data to back things? You look for these things. And then purpose. Why was it written? To teach or to narrate, to expose, or what? Why was it written? So you see, you use these things. These are what we use to judge a source. And I spent time on these things, right? And then we talked about where to search. And then we spoke about the internet, the use of Google. Yeah, and then we spoke about certain areas where we can get information, academic databases. You get it, where we can get academic information. So we have Google Scholar, right? So Google Scholar is like Google, but only for academic papers. So you can try, as we are speaking, you can try it out. Okay. And then we have IEE Explore, right? IEE is best for computing and engineering students, right? Or professionals. IEE Explore is very, very good place to get computing information. You get it? Or articles, documents, research works. So, but based on mainly for IT people. So IEEE Explore, IEEE Explore, IEEE Explore, IEEE Explore. All right, for computing students. Yeah. So we also have ACM Digital Library, also for computing students, right? Basically, ACM Digital Library. And then we have Science Direct. But Science Direct is a general platform. You'll find academic content over there, because these are all academic databases. But Science Direct is a general science platform. Okay. So these are some of the places you can find academic. These ones, they can come in your session A. All right, especially the IEE part. So we went from there to know how to search better with keywords. All right, how to search better with keywords. So for instance, you use keywords like cloud security to, use Boolean operators, fancy the term for simple words. Let's just move on. Yeah, so knowing how to put your words to explain exactly what you are looking for on these platforms. This is basically what I want to talk about. And I just don't want to make the look technical. So we need to know how we frame our words to search for what we need on the internet to get direct direct information that we need that is relevant to what we are looking for. Some of us we type a whole sentence in search of what we are looking for so that but even after the 2-3 sentences you see that Google gives you something different. So let's do well to advise ourselves in that regard. But basically the study of academic writing helps us to identify some of these things. Very, very important. Then we move on to week 7. So week 7 is on referencing and citation in writing for computing. I think I spoke about this, but we'll go into details today. Okay. Rule. Let me just move on. So let me talk about week 7 content. Please, week 7 content. So in week 7, where is it? Come up. Yeah. Good. So we are looking at good sources for information, right? Places that we get credible information, right? So now that we are done with that, now that we know where we will get our academic information, now that we know where exactly we will go to get what information, let's move on to the next phase, which is how to get how to give credit to the original authors of where we have found our information from, how to give them credit in a professional way. So you think of it as like writing thank you note, right, with a specific format. You get it. So what is referencing? What is citation? So referencing basically is the elongated version of giving credit to people, and it is normally allocated below the writing or an essay that has been provided, right? So normally you find it at the bottom of an essay or a long essay, a thesis, or so on. You get it? Research work and so on. You find the references normally below where it tells us the location of the document and which is the page number, the name of the person, the page number, the book that we'll find it in before even the number, and so on and so forth. It's very detailed. But citations are for paragraphs, right? Citations are within a paragraph. You put citation where it will just mention the name in short and then the year. You just mention Adam Smith, so and so 19 something something. That's all. It's just a citation. But if it comes down after everything and then now stays Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations, Baba, the book so and so, page 56. That one is what we call reference. So that's the difference between referencing and citation. So imagine you are writing a paper and you are using a fact from a book by a person named, let me use whose name should I use? I'll use Mr. Nyantechi, right? A person named Mr. Nyantechi, right? Citation, the short thank you, right, inside your text. So the one inside each paragraph is what we call citations. It can be in paragraph 2, paragraph 3. You can keep bringing citations inside each paragraph, but it will not give details as to where we'll find who, the year, and so normally goes with the name and then the year. That's all. Only the name and probably the year. Just short quoting of people. Do you get it? And this is what we call the citation. So it's very important to notice the difference between referencing and citation, because it's going to come. And so I'm intentionally doing this so that you get it. So citation can be a citation can be what? The short thank you inside your text. You see a tiny note right next to the fact. It also appears inside your paragraph, which I've mentioned, tells the reader this idea came from Mr. Nyantechi. You get it? So, for example, let me give an example. Cloud computing is scalable. So when I say cloud, I am saying cloud computing is scalable, but someone else has said that same thing before. Do you get it? That conclusion I have arrived at. It is a statement, right? It's a statement. A statement is something that you have said that is only true to yourself. You can, when you say it, I can come and say something else. You know how you why you have said that, and you know why you are standing on it. So it's like a version of the truth, which is true to only yourself, because you have your own facts, but it is up to us to believe. You see, nobody is forcing anybody to believe what they believe in. Do you get me? So we call these ones statements, which we learned in critical thinking, right? So when we say a sentence like cloud computing is scalable, we have made a statement, and we have to back it. And it is through referencing and citations that we can back it. And so when we say cloud computing is scalable, we need to quote someone who has said the same thing. So in this case, we remember that Mr. Nyantechi, in some time past, let's say in 2022, wrote a book on cloud computing, and then he also arrived on that conclusion at a point in his book. Then in a paragraph in what we are also writing, we can make a little, should I say, if I say reference, it has to be into details. For the purposes of the studies, I would say we need to quote him, right? And we'll say, how would we put it? We'll just write his name or his surname, comma, then we'll add comma, then we'll write the year that the book was written. Then we'll normally put them into brackets within the paragraph, not the whole essay or even after the essay. No, it is within a paragraph. And this is what we call citation. Do you get it? Reference is the full address at the end. So this is normally a complete detailed complete or detailed entry of the end of your paper, and it normally appears in the reference list. So we have a separate place where we indicate our reference list. Do you get it? It tells the reader exactly how to find Mr. Nyantechi's book. So in the reference section, so normally in the reference section, it tells us that, okay, Mr. Nyantechi wrote the book in the year 2022. Do you get it? And these things would be backing what I want to stand on to say something. So over there, Mr. Nyantechi has become a source of reference. So, but we are saying that the reference is the one that is elongated, is a detailed address. So unlike the citation, which is short with the person's name and probably the year, this one would include the person's name, maybe this time around the full name. Do you get it? So that's when you see, let's say something like let me pick someone else's name. Mr. Nyako just joined. Let me pick his name. So let me see his full name. Okay, Ebenezer Nyako. Okay, so say Ebenezer Nyako. Nyako. Comma Nyako. Then full stop. Because the You know, we are just shortening his name so that people will know that this is the Nyakun we are talking about. And then maybe we'll add the year he wrote the book, 2026. You see, full stop. Then we'll write the title of the book. Aha. Do you see? Then any other information with regards to that book and the statement he made, that is being used to support what we have said above it, because now we are talking about the reference and we are saying that the reference comes below. So let's look in the slides. Let me show you the slides here. The slides. So we have an example over here. We're already in week 7, which is the last session. What is on Sakai? Let me see. We've talked about IEE. By the way, who knows what IEE is? Let me just, if you don't know, let me just say it so that we go. Anybody? Anybody want to try? You want to try your hands on IEE? Who is that animal called IEE? IEE is explore. Okay, so I actually mentioned it earlier ago. I was saying that it's a place where you find academic documents, right? So it's basically a database platform, but it's for computing students. All right. So depending on your institution, you're able to sign in or log in with your institution mail. That's why your student mail has been given. It's not for private mail people or something. At a point, you have to even register to be a professional, to have access to certain library and also certain items, right? And so it's very, very important for computing students so that we'll be able to fetch any detail we need to make our claims, right? Are we following? Are we following? Good. So IEE is that platform. So they have it in different forms. They actually have the IEEE Explore, and they have the like advanced technology. They have advanced technology for humanity. It's a custom site for the explore part of it. You can just Google them and then find out. Do you get it? Sometimes they brag that they are the world's largest technical professional organization. Hey, yeah, and sometimes if you look at it, it's true, because a lot of these IT students or IT professionals are registered with them. You see, so it's like a whole association too on its own. Do you get it? I remember some time I was trying to register as well on their platform. I don't know. I think yeah. So you can become like something like is it chartered or something like that? But we can read and then know more about it, right? There's a session for membership and so on and so forth. But it's generally, they have with them a database of endless or source of data for our academic articles and textbooks if we need them, right? So in short, citation is like saying Albert Einstein said what in a conversation. The reference is like giving someone the exact book title. So if you say what someone said in a conversation, that's like you've cited something. That's a citation within a conversation. But the reference is like giving someone the exact book title, the page number, and the publisher. So they can go and read Albert Einstein's theories themselves. Do you get it? So within your statement or within your paragraph, is called citation. I'm repeating this, so very important. Why is this important in computing? Okay, so number one, it gives credit to the person who invented an algorithm. When you create something, let me use someone. So for instance, Mr. Boabin has created a very powerful model for that beats even AI. Hey, he has created something very dangerous, and he has posted the code for those things online. And maybe you are now having the bragging rights, and you want to quote some of the things that he said, right, in his creation process, and you quote something that he has already probably written about, right? It helps you, or it helps people to know who actually created it originally. Do you see? Who the person who originally built the system. Do you get it? So it gives credit to the person who invented an algorithm or model. Number two, it avoids plagiarism. So if you quote it, everybody will now know that, oh, this person is the one who created it. And therefore, any other person who posts it will be known as the one who is plagiarizing, right? The item or the detail. You get it? Number three, it also allows other researchers to verify their claims. You see, so people who are also using your document for research purposes, they are able to verify, because these are documents that are claims as well. Remember, they are also claims. So they must be verifiable. They must be verifiable, because these claims are not just claims that are not related to school. When I say school, the exact term I want to use is what? Academic. Do you get it? So, or scholarly. And so because it's academic and it's scholarly and people are learning, they need to back the data. And this is what allows researchers who are also using your document to verify your claims. You get it? So we say that, we say this AI model works. Let me check the original paper. Let me go and check. Yeah, recently one guy created some things and AI system, and it's supposed to help the medical field, and he's a Ghanaian. Do you see? And it took, what's his name, Bill Gates, to identify the guy, right? And he has taking him on, and I think he's mentoring him or something, but it is what it is. We also have the fact that it is important because it shows your professor you did a real research. Do you get it? It shows the lecturer that you did a real research and not something from your head. Everything can be verifiable. Okay. Aha. So these things are very, very important. Why it's important to computing students, for them to study these things. Two major citation styles. We have the IEE citation style. IEEE citation style. Whenever I'm saying the IEE, I say the E twice, but it's three times. Okay. IEEE, two major citation styles. We have the IEEE versus APA. So your lecturer teaches two styles, right? Good. Our lecturer, IEEE is primary for computing. You see, APA is also common. So IEEE style of citation is common in computing. Remember, the IEE is for computing students. So in how do you call it? When you use numbers in square brackets, right, etc., the first source, right, you cite is number one, right? The second is number two, and so on and so forth. So with the IEEE style, you see that there are some numbers that have been placed in a square bracket. How many of us notice square bracket? Let me show that on the page where I'm showing the screen. So I think we will have the IEE style. Yes, so do you see here on the screen 1, 2? You see, so the IEE style is what we are talking about over here. Good. So this is what we are talking about. So it's used in the engineering and computing world. You get it? So this is what I was talking about. Now, the reference list, right? It includes numbering in the order you cited them. So if you talked about 4 citations, right? The first one is in paragraph 1, second one is in paragraph 2, third one is in paragraph 3, fourth one is in paragraph 4. In your citations, right? In your citation, you can actually put number 1 for the first citation, the second one, and then the third one, and the fourth one. Do you get it? And then you put them in this square brackets that we are talking about, right? And then you'll be good to go. Is there any question up to this point? Please ask questions. So we see an example here. I thought someone was about asking a question. Okay, so we see an example here. So you can see in this, sorry, I was using the word citation, a reference. So we are talking about the types of reference. Sorry. The types of reference. So we have the IEE model of referencing. You get it? IEEE model of reference. So you can see that based on how it appears in the whole body of text, the first referencing we did was for Tannenbaum and AS, and it's about computer networking or computer networks, right? And then it tells us where we can find it and which year that it was published, right? Or it was printed. You get it? So that we can just go and look. And then the second one, they will put the next references below this, and then they will put into brackets number 2. So you can see number 2 here. Do you all see number 2? You see number 2 here, the same thing. You get it? So it's showing us how they are arranged in orderly manner. So the way you rotate which citation, which references appeared first, and this is how you are going to put it. So with the IEE, you will number them into details because referencing are obviously into details. So let me just find this somewhere to put this one. Yeah, so this is basically what I was talking about. Very simple. So the IEE style, right, includes all these, the normal referencing requirement in with numbers attached to them. Okay, now let's talk about the APA style. All right, let's talk about the APA. So the APA style of referencing uses the author last name and year in parentheses. So normally, instead of
Hello.
Yes, sir. Mr. Nyantechi.
Please, I didn't get the IE well.
IEE model. So the IEE
Yeah.
model, yeah. So one of the identifiers of the IEEE model is that it's in square brackets. You see, square brackets. And then another way
The
is
square,
that
the square
yes.
bracket stands for the square
Oh, the
bracket.
square brackets. Let me show you the square
Yeah.
bracket. You know it, but you don't know that that's what it's called, the square. So let me show you. So let me go back. I think it's even some. We have some here. Right, right. Do you see the square brackets? You see the square
Yeah,
bracket, and you see some
I've seen it.
numbers inside, and the numbers are arranged according to the first appearance, right? In a chronological order, right? Do you see the square
Uh,
bracket? So when you see the square bracket, one of the signs is that it's telling you that we are talking about IEE model of referencing. It's a simple thing. They can use it to trick people. That's why I'm stressing here. I wanted you to ask question on this area so that
so,
you will remember it.
why is it number 1, 2, 3, 4?
Because it is for computing. You know, we the computing people, we love to put our things in our text in order. So you look at it from a computer science student's perspective. Even when you are writing algorithms, I wish I could share. Let me share with you a code. Just a sec. Just a sec. Just a sec. Oh, Ma. Hey, who is shouting ma like that? Mommy's name will finish. Oh.
Please, my problem is like, why the 1, 2? It's not like the 1 and 2 stand for.
I'm coming. I want to use an example or like a practical example to explain to you. So I just want to do a simple code, put it and share my screen on the right. Yeah. Okay. So I think right about now, new file. Let's code. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. I wanted to share a code with you, but I'm using a different machine, so I don't have it here. But you see the way our codes, when you are code, can you see in the chat room? Can I put something in the chat room for us to see? So for instance, if you open a Visual Studio, I believe we all know Visual Studio. If you don't know, put your hand up so that who doesn't know the Visual, what is it called? Visual Studio. It's a software that helps us to code, right? And very sophisticated, this thing. So when you put your code there, you see that it numbers everything for you. So you see, it's not just for one code, one particular coding, right? Whatever code you are doing, it helps you to number everything that you are doing, so that you can revisit where exactly, and then if you remember something, you want to fix it back. So as computing students, numbering or identifying sections are very key to us. It's very key to us. And so with IT people, you will normally see our algorithms being numbered. Even algorithms are known to be in chronological order, right? Good. And so we normally follow them with the pieces of identifiers like numbers. Do you get it? So that we can properly arrange our code in a very, I wanted to open, I've opened it actually, but I realized I need to save, I need to create a dummy code and save it and now come and open. It's a long process. But if you had seen the code, as you are coding, you are not numbering, but the software is numbering for you. So you're able to know which line, and then you're able to visit which exact line that has a problem if you want to make some changes, and then go exact. So like these things help computing students. So with computing students, we are known to have these things, right? And so when you see this, you know that is related to the what IEE side. But one key identifier is the square bracket, which is this one. Can you see the square bracket? I'm highlighting it for you to see on the screen. Can you see on the screen? If you can't see, cry for help so that I'll show you. Yes, so this is one main feature that you use to know that this is what the IEE this thing. So I had to go all the way back to let you know how or why we have the numbers in the first place and why we have the square bracket, because we are dealing with the IT people, which are IEE. So with this reference, anytime IEEE, what's even their full name? Anyways, that's something to follow up and do, right? In our next session, probably I'm going to talk about that, because our next session is going to be summary of everything we've done in this semester. Everything. Then we begin to solve the past questions in preparation for the exam, right? And then we follow on the other courses too as well, which has to do with 209, complete them too as well. Do you see? So yeah, that's about it on identifying the IEE, and then yeah. So I was on the APA, right? I was on the APA side of things. So with right. Okay. So on the APA side of things, we have the parentheses. When we say the parentheses, these are the brackets, but these ones are curved brackets. Do you see? So I want to show you on the slides which ones we are talking about, so that the APA are the ones that we are. Let me show you. So do you see the bracket, the normal bracket we see? Do you see the bracket now? Are you watching? So it's no more square. Now is the curved bracket that we use, the normal one. So you should know the difference. It's not as if that the person just woke up and they are choosing to use any of the brackets. They know which style they are using. So within the computing fraternity, you know that you are dealing with the square. When someone uses the parentheses, there are other philosophers or other disciplines, other courses. You see, maybe the course, the article or what you are reading is not related to IT. You get it? Or the person doesn't even know these rules in IT and may decide to go wrongly on the other side. So you see how academic writing is helping you to already identify credible sources for what you need. So imagine someone is writing on IT, and in the referencing side, they choose to use the APA style, which is the everyday word usage. It will tell you that the person doesn't even know about some of these things that you are studying now. Are we following? So you can see the way it goes. It's the same detail that it can give, but the way it is presented will show us the difference between the APA style and then the IEE style, right, of referencing. So let me. So you see the APA referencing over here shows us the page number between which pages that we can find the reference, the name of the person, the name of the book, location. It can even have the IEE name. You see how this one is tricky. You see how you see what the lecturer is doing here. Just because he has put IEE here, that someone is making reference of IEE, doesn't mean that it's an IEE style of referencing. Please watch the top here. You see that it's APA, but they have written IEE here. It shouldn't confuse you at all. That's why you need to be in the class. So, because someone sees this, they will be confused. They don't even know what we are talking about. You see, very, very dicey. But when you get the concept, you are good to go. Any question, please ask question. We also have, any question. So it keeps giving examples over and over again for you to understand how. So this time around that it has a website, how is it presented? Yeah, how is it presented? So they can have a square bracket, but you see that the square bracket in the APA session doesn't have how do you call it, the numbers. So it should have the square bracket, right? Should be in the numbers. Do you get it? And this is what will make it the IEE style. So with the IEE style, the numbers is what will begin with it. Do you see? So over here in the IEE example, do you see the numbers? It's telling you that this is the, we are referring to this particular reference was the second reference named in the whole essay or the article. It was the second thing that was mentioned. You see, then we have a third reference. You see, they have all been placed in the square brackets. Very, very important. So don't be deceived. He will try and be playing some tricks, but you will catch him everywhere. So let's look at some of the wrong and I wanted us to use it as an exercise. Okay, so incorrect machine learning, incorrect. This is the incorrect form, right, of the IEE. So if you want to use IEE to make a correct reference into this statement, right? Machine learning improves predictions. Smith, 2022. This is a wrong way to present. This is a wrong way. X is a wrong way to present this. So you must put it in either APA or IEE. So with IEE, you put the sentence, right? That sentence there, but you indicate which type of which number, or is it the first reference? Is this the second reference in the whole essay? You need to put it in the number of it or the position of it as a number in the square bracket. Do you get it? And this is what will make it the IEE standard or model. Do you see? And then the correct APA would be that you list the name, or you mention the name, right? Or the sentence. Then now you put it in the half a circle bracket. I know that there's a term for it, but I just want you to understand, okay? I just want you to understand so that we go. All right. So please understand the situation and then you are good to go. And these are some common errors, as I was saying. So when you see this, you'll be able to correct Those people who do it. You know, some people, they are not IT people, but they want to talk about a lot of IT things, you know. So these are some of the things. Reference lists construction. APA list should be arranged alphabetically. APA, the list should be arranged alphabetically. IEE list should be numbered according to order of citation in the slides. You get it? So the IEE is strictly following numbering, but the APA is following alphabetical order nature of the referencing and not really concerned about the position in the passage. You get it? So this is one major difference between the two. APA is not really concerned with the position of its reference, but concerned with the alphabetic nature of how they are arranged. So let's notice the difference and adhere to those things, right? Ensure consistency. Do not mix APA in text style with IEE. Definitely, we should. Yeah, so we have some examples to look at in the slides here. You can take a screenshot if you want to take for the purposes of reading, so that you have your time to identify what is wrong and what is not, right? Corrected versions, or you can look at them. Let me just stay there for a while so that you take a screenshot. Yes, yes, yes. Should I go to the previous one? So this is the corrected one. This is the other one, the wrong one, so that you can compare. Let me stay there for 10 seconds. Powerful. So these are basically the examples, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. The differences between list and bibliography. When we talk about a list, what are we talking about? When we talk, how do you call it? When we talk about bibliography, we are just saying all the sources consulted during research. All of them together is your bibliography, right? Or bibliography, depending on where you went to school. Okay, so the places that you sought, you got your information from, all of the different places, when you combine them together, they are called your bibliography or bibliography. Yeah. And the key features include cited and background reading. So these ones, they become the sources of your information. It's like a small database of where everything has been picked from. And this is what we call the bibliography or the bibliography, right? Key features include cited and background reading, may contain additional supporting materials used in theses, dissertations, and literature reviews. A student may read 10 pages but cite only 5. Reference list, 5 sources. So basically, what we are talking about in bibliography is, where is it? Good. Good. Hey, why do I all of a sudden sound like that guy? Good. He has some small body but deep bass. Good. Yeah. So it includes everything you read, right? Or where you consulted from your information. You see, all of them together is what we call like that. So instead of saying it's a dictionary or it's a daily graphic, that's the term, the collective term used for it. So even if you didn't cite it, right, you still need to mention, do you get it? Even if you didn't cite it in the paragraph, you should still be able to mention where the sources of your information all came from. This is normally different from the reference list. The reference list tells you inside the book itself, and so on. But bibliography is a collection of all of them, right? The books, maybe 10 of the items. So example, you read 10 articles to understand a topic, but only 5, you only use 5, right, in your paper. So the reference list will be 5 items, but the bibliography will be 10 items because you read 10 articles, but you use only 5 of them in your writing. When you were writing, you mentioned only 5, but when you were reading, you read broad. So you see, so that is the difference between the referencing and then the bibliography. So please ask a question. If you don't have a question, ask a question. Hey, if you have a question, ask a question. If you don't have a question, ask a question. I want to see if someone is following. If you're able to ask a question, or if you're able to repeat what I said, we have closed. I know that you've gotten it. Who doesn't understand? Oh, I need someone to explain. So basically, what is the difference between the bibliography and then the reference? Can someone help us? If you mention it, we close and we go home. Who can be the savior? Mr. Nyako, can you try your hands out? I need you to try your hands. Hello? Anybody? Yeah, just basically repeating what I said. Okay, so on this note, I will call it a day and we'll end here and continue another time. We are done with Cbas 210, and so God willing, we'll be doing some revision and then some setting of questions. All right. Try and do well to contribute to class periods like this. Take advantage of the simple nature of things, so that you can be able to recall in the exams hall. You see, these things that you've answered, you're like, hey, wow, I was able to answer some things in some classes. So I'll be able, you when you are in the exams hall, you remember some of these things we were talking about. You see, that's when some of you will be turning, you'll be looking at me. Last semester happened like that. You turning, you'll be looking at me. I mean, my head is down. My head is on my paper. When I finish, I look up and I move forward and I get out. Oh, it is everybody's story. Jesus, they will all pass and do well. Okay. Everybody will do online, on site. Nobody should worry. Okay. Online, on site, and then we'll be done and we are gone. Okay. Let's try and go through. We'll do revision. We are done with everything. We'll do revision. We'll solve some. We don't have past questions over here, so we will create our own quizzes. We'll be doing so when you are in the car, wherever you are going. Try and be attempting to solve them. Like, it should be your game. You see, it should be fun. The other day, I told them to post some quiz. I don't know if it was posted, but I would like to reduce the time so that when you are doing it, you know that the time is going down. So you need to answer them quickly, right? And then the answers will come right after you are done, so that you know your score. So if you got a lower mark, you can try over and over again. Okay, and then your score will become 100%. You keep doing it so that it will stay. It should be like interesting. Okay, I'll reduce your time and I'll let it be reshuffling, and the answers will be reshuffling. So if you are saving the alphabet instead of the answers itself for the MCQs, then you are doing yourself a disfavor. So thank you for being here tonight. It's a holiday, Easter Monday. Thank you for being here. Until I meet you, same time, another time. it is bye-bye for now. I'm still open up for questions if you want to ask, except that I'll be in another meeting. And so those of you who are already there in that meeting, I'll see you soon at exactly 10 p.m. All right. See you. Bye-bye.